Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I am here running the Amelia's Tempest leg with my BMW M2. Now, when I started this, I realized that they're basically kicking me back to the map after every race. Obviously designed to make this event feel a lot longer than it really is. And since there's nothing really special about this event, I don't think it's necessary to do any kind of a live stream or something over this. I figured I would just run it and give you guys the later half of the event as a video. Now, let's talk about Tempest 1 as a newer player. First of all, back in the day, Tempest 1 was actually somewhat challenging because at the time, most tier 3s would have to be pretty well built to make it through. Nowadays, that has completely changed. Tempest 1 is basically about as difficult as I would say the original boss set. The only thing that's holding you back actually is getting the right cars for the license and also building your right car to take down any of the challenges. The thing about Tempest 1 that makes it easier than the later Tempests is that you only have to build your car. You do not have to tune it. You build it for the fastest tune you have. There are a few sprints, but again, you can do that at the highest build level you can achieve with your car. So it's really a game of building your car right and then running it. There's no need to worry about tuning the car beyond a max evo tune. There's no need to worry about performance point limits, and there are no speed traps. All that comes later in Tempest 2 and 3. Tempest 1 basically is build a car, make sure that it's faster than what the boss will ultimately run, and then take it in there and win. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I've had no trouble so far. It's extremely easy to run this event. In fact, easier than I remembered because, again, I have one of the better Tier 3 cars that was given to you for free in the Rookie Pass. You can build it with M235i fusions, and as long as it's got decent amount of fusions, this BMW is just simply destroying every challenge in Tempest 1 Tier 3. In fact, that's not surprising, and it will actually destroy challenges in Tempest 2 and 3 most likely as well. So it's a great car. There are different ways to shift this car once it's more fully maxed. But certainly I'm not doing that right now because I don't have the stage 6 nitrous. I don't have certain stage 6s and certain parts that would make it shift differently. Right now I'm just using a standard shift pattern. It is a bit of a tire spinner, so 0 to 60 to 0 to 100 isn't the best. But if you skip a little bit, short shift, not skip, but short shift to second and third and hit nitrous, excuse me, usually you get some pretty good results out of the sprints as well. And so far, the sprints I've encountered, the first one, the opponent did not even finish. And the second sprint, I think, wasn't all that impressive either. And there might be one more sprint before this is over. But the point is that as far as a challenge goes, this has been really no challenge. This entire Tier 3 has been smooth going for me. And I don't have to worry about, am I going to be facing an opponent that's going to make me go back and retune the car or anything? Nothing like that. This BMW is so much faster than any of the opponents in Tempest 1 Tier 3 that there's just nothing to worry about. In fact, I don't even have any worries about taking on Amelia at the very end to get her car. So this is not a new Tempest anymore, right? If you're a newer player now, there are plenty of resources online to tell you what the boss runs. And so for Tempest 1, it's real simple. Go find out what Amelia runs in her final race. So you just build your car to be faster than that, just like the original bosses, and you're good to go. According to the internet, she runs like a 10-second run. So as long as your car runs 9.7, I would say, to be safe and faster, you're pretty much sure to get this done. One thing to note is instead of 1 gas pit per race, I'm using 2 gas pit per race, which ends up using gas a lot faster. So I did use some gold to move things along. I mean, otherwise I would have to watch a lot of videos. But yeah, you're going to need to add enough gas because it's going to use up pretty quick. Think about 25 races is 50 gas pips for this event, which is a lot more than you normally would have going, right? If I'm not using gold, I can max out at about 20 to 21 pips, and with gold, 30 pips. So either way, you're going to use some gold if you want to move through this quickly. But that's really nothing. It's 20 gold per 10 pips of gas. It's not a big deal. Other than that, as far as using the car, you know, if you figure out the shift pattern, or if you figure out what is needed, you should be good. As you can see, my BMW isn't even fully fusioned, and it is so much faster than anything that's going to be needed for these last few races. So looks like Tier 3 is going down rather quickly. The reason I finally decided to do it is because I'm actually trying to move along on the race pass, and one of the weekly requirements is to take down Amelia, or at least do 5 races in her event. So I decided to go ahead and do it. Even though I'm never really in a rush to push it through Tempest, it's not bad to just get it done, just to get the resources and also another car. At the time that I did Tempest 1 many years ago, winning her car was difficult, but once you won that car, that was actually a good car for being built on dealership BMW M4 parts, which are shared with her LBM4, and you can max out her car, and then her car is good enough for Tempest 2 and 3. In the current meta of the game, you don't need to do that. I mean, the cars you're getting now are just so much better. Having her car is nice, but again, it's now most boss cars will just sit stock in my garage. I'm not going to bother with it. All right, so as you can see, none of this, my times are so fast in comparison to anything the opponents are pulling off. It's not even a big deal, although the sprints, again, a little bit on the slow side for this car, but nonetheless, good enough for Tempest 1, possibly Tempest 2. I'll find out when I get there, but I don't see any issues here. Interestingly, I should mention that Altay's Ford Mustang that you see in this tier, the Tier 3 Ford Mustang, that's not available in the game. We don't have that car, and nobody's ever acquired it. However, there is a HP 750 available in Tier 4, previously as a PC car, and I believe as an event car at one point as well, and originally maybe as a milestone. So there's a car that looks like his Mustang, but isn't his Mustang. So they never introduced his Mustang into the game. It's a Tier 3, so it's not like I'm really heard about it, but that's one of those cars that you see in the game that you don't actually get to have. All right, let's see what's next. I know we're at the end here, so should be final race or two. Okay, all right. He's not even fast. I mean, this guy, you know, talks a lot of smack and can't back it up, but you should be able to easily destroy him. There goes that HP 750. Excuse me. Here we go. Let's get it done. Should be easy. Yep. I'm really far ahead of him. I mean, at 8.5, I think you're almost close to what's required for Tempest 3. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but 8.5, 8.4 time is definitely quick enough to handle Tempest 1, Tempest 2 without any issues. Right? So just like that, boss is defeated, and just like in the original boss set, once you finish the final race, you immediately go into dealing with the next part, which is they'll tell you about the next tier that you have to go for, which is Angel. That's actually a good thing. I want her Civic, and my Tier 1 can handle it. But you go right into the battle for Amelia's M4 Coupe, which is now just 2014 LB M4 Coupe. She is going to remove all the parts, upgrades if you win. No need for super nitrous. Your car is more than fast enough if you're following the methodology that I've been telling you from the first video, which is always build your car past what the boss can run, and then you don't have to stress about beating them. Okay, so here we go. Right, once the car gets going, it's going to run way ahead of her. Look at that. Okay, very easy win. Very easy to acquire her car. And just like that, I have added a Tier 3 Tempest 1 boss car to my garage. Okay, let's go ahead and go collect that. Boom, defeated. Real easy. Okay. Little comment from her about how she should have known that would happen. But none of them ever feel like, it's funny, none of them seem like they're hurt they lost their car. It's all, oh, I lost my car to you. That was expected. You know, if I lost my car, I'd be, God, I lost my car. You know, no, they don't do that. It's okay. It's a nice car, but here you go. I wish in real life it was like that. When you go race somebody and then you win their car, they just be like, yeah, here's the keys. Enjoy it. Okay, anyway. There it is. This car used to have the wrap almost like a mirror chrome. They've changed it over the years to kind of settle on this. But I remember it was a lot more chrome-ish, if that's a word, than it is now. But nonetheless, beautiful looking car. Always one of my favorites in the game as far as the wrap goes. Even though it is technically gray and silver, it's just the way it reflects light makes it kind of cool. This car is good for map stuff. In fact, my main account still use it for that. And that's only because I had it built. In this case, for this account, I will not be building it. You know, even though I could get parts for it from the dealership and all that, I'm just not going to do it. I'll skip and keep this car in the boss car collection without worrying about it. Right? So right there, I have taken down the Tier 3. So Tier 1, we're going to use the Golf GTI. Now, looking up Angel's time, the No Star GTI needs to be pretty well built and fusioned to take down Angel, because she's not that slow. Let's go ahead and put the next fusion I acquired in. I haven't quite fully fusioned the car, but it's pretty close. And let's put it to max. Parts, tune it, and see what it runs, because it needs to run at least a 12.2 in order to beat Angel, and you want to really have it be able to run like 12.0. 12.399 untuned. Let's see, I'm sure I could tune some more. Oh, there it is. It gets a nice little jump there. 12.281. 12.274. All right. That looks a little tight, right? Based on the numbers, that's kind of tight. She runs like the 12.2 as well. But here's the thing. Tier 1 cars all beat dyno. This will actually run 12.0 on a 12.2. Although this is a lot tighter than, say, my 8.5 versus 10 seconds on the last tier. But nonetheless, Tier 1's ready. I don't need to really wait. I could build one of these Boss Mustangs in the background, which will end up being easily 11 seconds or faster. But Tier 4 is my next concern, and this one is mainly waiting on legend tokens to get this car done. This is probably going to have to wait till next season, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't Tier 4 right after Tier 3, and rather it went to Angel. And I'm not going to spend gold to speed up anything. I'm just going to wait and run the daily trials to collect the remaining needed tokens. So you need 10,600 to do the interior, 4,000 more. So I'm about 4,400 short. You get about 800, 900 tokens a day from the legend trials. So it's not too bad. You should be able to get this done in 4,000 in a week. In a week I should be done. And this card has a lot of missing fusions, but if needed, I can always go get some bronze key, pull parts crates for those fusions. So I'm not too concerned about that either. And it is, again, also pretty fast, can beat dyno, and does pretty well overall. So I think I'm ready for Tier 4. I'll look up the time and then figure it out once this car is fully restored. So that's it. That is our Tempest 1 Tier 3 runs with the Veteran Noob. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, Thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.